We talk NFTs with Goodie Mob and the founder of Curio on the Music Universe podcast. Hey, Matt, do you know what NFTs are?
Yeah, I think that's like Reddit slang for no fucking trolls.
Okay, I'll give you that. It's close.
I had no clue until we did this interview. I'm joking around, and yeah. It is still so new. And our new friend Ben with Curio explained it so well. But I have a feeling that it's one of those things that you have to see in order to have a real grasp of. And I think Goodie Mob and fans of Goodie Mob are going to get one of the best experiences of what an NFT is with their Soul Food 30th anniversary Soul Food Kitchen collection. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, and the Verge really details it well. It's almost like a unique trading card. There's not one that's going to be the same across the board. You might see similarities in them, but you're not going to find the one that is duplicated multiple times. It's not going to be like an audio file that can be duplicated. So it's very interesting. They've come really alive in I'd say the last year in the music world. We've been reporting on it, and we had this opportunity to chat with Goodie Mob and founder Ben, and they really explained it well. And what a better way to do it for our 100th episode. Can you believe it?
100 of these things. I remember when this show was just over 2 years ago, when this show was something we did in our spare time, and then the world got spare time and we figured out how to make time for it. And now we're 100 episodes in. I don't even think on my first podcast I got to 100 episodes this quickly. So this is really cool.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, we did not get CeeLo in on this interview. I did chat with him last year, one-on-one.
But you know what? What's cool about that? What's cool about that is when you have a name like that who started out in something like Goodie Mob, and he did. That was his first rap group. As awesome as those other guys are, they tend to get overshadowed by their lead singer going off doing his own solo project, et cetera, et cetera. So just to have the three core members who talked about being together since high school, that was fun. And there was a camaraderie there, frankly, without having to worry about, the other star power of CeeLo. It was cool to just have, and those three are stars in their own right, don't get me wrong, but it was cool for it to not be CeeLo plus the supporting members of the group. Like, nobody thinks of Goodie Mob like that. Goodie Mob is a cohesive unit. So it was good, since you had CeeLo last year, to talk to those three. It was really fun.
Yeah. And so without further ado, here's our interview with Goodie Mob.
All right, Goodie Mob. And we have Ben from Curio here. Lots of really cool things to talk about today. The future of music. My gosh, how are you gentlemen today?
Good.
My gosh. So first, I want to start with Ben for just a second. What is NFT, and why are artists being attracted to it?
Great question. NFT stands for non-fungible token. It essentially is a digital certificate of authenticity. Really, it's you can think of it as a digital collectible. Artists are attracted to it because it's putting a lot of control into creators' hands, and it's actually bringing value to a digital file. For so long, digital media files, whether it was music, audio files, or images, or video, they could be replicated and copied and shared so easily. So the value of them was essentially zero. We saw that when Napster came on board, but now we can actually stamp it with a digital certificate of authenticity that says that this is a unique, authentic Goodie Mob NFT, as opposed to just some random image. And so that actually gives it value. And so artists are starting to leverage NFTs in a lot of exciting ways. Starting with digital collectibles and moving into using NFTs as ways to tell stories. And we're doing something really exciting with Goodie Mob. Tomorrow we're dropping an NFT collection. That's the beginning of the Goodie Mob NFT community. We're dropping 2,500 generative avatar Goodie Mob Dirty South Soul Food Truck NFTs. We got Goodie chefs, and it's really exciting stuff.
Now, from my understanding of the NFTs, before we go any further, is each one is different, correct?
Correct. We've got 2,500. 50% of them will be different combinations of soul food plates. 40% of them will be different combinations of soul food with a drink. And then a small percentage will be tin chefs. And then another small percentage will be actually Goodie Mob chefs. You see Timo right now cooking. He's a real life Goodie Mob chef. So we're thrilled about the combinations, and it'll be presented in as packs, as a blind pack. So someone will purchase, they won't actually know what they're getting, and then it'll be a nice reveal to see which NFT they receive.
Timo, did you cook anything in the artwork?
I should have, but I didn't. It's so crispy, cooked perfect.
Oh my God, you're making me hungry, and I just ate. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Curio, what drew the band to this new digital artistic medium?
Well, actually, man, just like, Ben had been educating us, man, letting us know that this is the future, man. This is a whole nother way of reaching out to your fans and having them to actually be able to own something, from the band, which I think is a real cool thing, because like shows, we sign autographs and do this, but with this being authenticated, through the NFTs, this is just making even more, a little bit more closer, man, to your fans, you feel me? So we always looking at ways to, just to be closer to our fans, and just to have some other type of tangible things to get them, something that can be worth value, man, later on in the future. You know what I mean? So, since we're an innovative group, we always looking for the next new thing, man, to hop on to, man. And it just so happened that the NFT stuff just fell in our lap, man. And we're always eager to jump on something new, man.
Mm-hmm. Gip, I want to go back to the beginning of Goodie Mob for just a second. How'd the name come about? How did you guys form? I'm sure the diehards know this, but with this incredible anniversary coming up, the story bears repeating, and I'm just curious about the beginning of the band.
The Goodie Mob started with in the traps of Atlanta, and it was Curio and the P-Funk Goodie Mob.
Mm-hmm.
First time I ever heard it was him doing a song, and I heard it on a cassette tape. And once we started doing the Outkast new record, as you can see, first album, they jumped on Call of the Wild, Timo and Curio. So was on Get Up, Get Out, Get Some. At that time, Goodie Mob was just primarily Timo and Curio.
Mm-hmm.
After we finished the first album, Ian Burke brought to us and sat down and said, yo, the base want to sign all y'all, but I think all y'all should be in the same group. And we all went up under the banner of Curio Goodie, and that's the Goodie Mob. So the Goodie Mob was formed officially after the Outkast first album, Southern Playeristic Cadillac Music.
I love that.
And now that anniversary we're talking about obviously is 30 years. What does it feel like to be where you are 30 years later?
It feels great, because to be with your brothers that you went to high school with. We went to high school together. We played football together. We fought together. We did everything together. So at the end of the day, to leave high school and then wind up in a group that survived, that became world renowned, it's even a greater triumph, a greater reward in the end, because how many people can actually say they still friends with people they was friends with in high school, and we still making money together?
Yeah.
So for us, it's like I got 4 brothers that I'm married to for the rest of my life, and even when I'm gone, we'll always be in pictures together as Goodie Mob. So for me, I'm just glad that we was able to come from a high school and come from Southwest Atlanta, Benjamin E. Mays, and represent for so many of the leaders and so many of the groundbreaking people that has emerged from this city. And now we also have won us a tribute up on the wall of grace. So, I mean, it's great, man, to be in Goodie Mob and the Dungeon family and Outkast and Organized Noise, and still know that right now to this day, we're still relevant our music is still alive. And if you look at it, we are the only ones from the 90s that all of us are still alive.
Wow.
And that's because of the music.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
How did you guys, thinking about that, how did you guys not fall into the pit trap of fighting with each other and, you know, the animosity that can come after such a long time together? What has kept you a family and not let that fame and that stardom come between you?
It's happened.
We grew up together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We grew up together. So not to say that we didn't have arguments or we didn't have fights, you know what I mean? We just didn't do it nasty like other people do it, put it out in the public and, you know, put it on social media and try to get press off of it. No, you know what I'm saying? We about solving problems, you know what I mean? Having solutions. And I guess that's how we approach this thing since 1995, that it was us against everybody. You know what I mean? So the longest we, you know, kept that in mind and listened to the songs that we done, man, and see how far we came, man. You know what I'm saying? That should overcome everything, a lot of things, you know what I mean? So like I said, just that brotherhood, man, is just wanted to stand up for Atlanta when nobody was standing up for Atlanta at the time. Nobody even wanted to wear anything that even looked like Atlanta. I mean, a hat or a jacket or whatever, but you know, we was going all throughout the North and all throughout the Midwest, just like Andre said, man, just wanted people to hear our demo, you know what I mean? So, you know, big ups to LaFace just for being that major record label that was able to catapult our story, man, from four, you know what I'm saying, Southern brothers from Atlanta, Georgia, that you wouldn't have really heard, man, unless we had that major push. But we also had some type of substance in the music that kind of caught people's attention, like soul food, man. Who in the world don't know about collard greens, macaroni and cheese, black eyed peas? Come on, man.
Love that mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm from Missouri. I love fried
No,
chicken,
Who
sweet
don't know
tea.
about that, man? So, hey, man, it was just a blessing that we was able to just connect with the world just off of food. You know what I mean? People sit down at the table and talk about a lot of things that's over food. So that's just, you know what I'm saying? I think that's just, we didn't know that we was doing it at the time. We was just trying to represent for Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Sure. Let's talk about these digital NFTs, this artwork. What went into the creative process of coming up with what you were going to offer the fans? Whoever wants to answer that, maybe Timo. We haven't heard from you in a little bit.
Come on.
And how are those eggs, by the way, Timo?
Come on, Chef T.
That shit is good as hell. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I'm so quiet. My mama say you always know when the food good when ain't nobody talking.
Nobody talking.
That's
A
true.
lot of talking, then the food must not be good. You know what I'm saying? But no, you were asking how were they created? And,
how'd you decide what would go into the collection? Yeah.
We just wanted to make sure that, like I said, that it kind of was falling in line with what Goodie Mob stood for and was all about, and then it matched up with us perfectly. So I mean, we wouldn't want to make, you know, the NFTs anything other than what it could be, like an extension of our human qualities or characteristics. I say that much. It ain't us, but you know what I'm saying, we all about soul food, like Cujo was just hollering about. You see me in the kitchen cooking, and and some of that is symbolic also. It's not just all about really getting in the kitchen cooking. You know what I mean? It's like we're cooking up a plan, you know, to help change the world and to make it a better place for everybody to live in, man. That's what we're trying to do right now, especially for our people. You know what I'm saying? That we've been doing that from day one. You know what I mean? We've been all the things, we all black men, so believe me, we have all gone through some of the things that you see other black men go through on TV. So making sure that soul food incorporated everything the NFT launch was all about, to me, is a perfect marriage for what we're trying to do right now with the NFT world. And as far as our initial, you know what I'm saying, first initial endeavor into the NFT society, it had to come this way, you know, the soul food way, man. So I'm just thankful that it came out like it came out, bro. You know, I am, because it could have been We could have come with anything.
Right.
I've been looking at NFTs. I kind of been trying to learn about them and learn exactly because I was confused on what NFTs was for a long time. It really confused the heck out of me. But I finally, did my research on it and understood what a non-fungible token was all about. And it's not actually just those characters either. It goes deeper, into actually physical property, like Cujo saying, and music and all other types of areas that I feel like we're gonna get into also. So this is a good way for Goodie Mob to launch into the NFT world because me and Gil and Cujo and we are already talking about our second effort, our second effort in the NFT world, our second launch, and it's gonna be even bigger than this one. And believe me, it's gonna be even bigger.
Now, can fans expect can fans expect any music to be included with any of these NFTs? Maybe not this one, but maybe future ones.
Yes. Yep.
We have
and we just talk about that when we get.
Yeah, we have a lot of music. We have a lot of music that people hadn't heard. We have new things that's coming up that we haven't, revealed to the public yet. So we got to stay close to Ben so we can figure out the best way to do it with Curio and the best way to launch the new endeavors. Because like T said, we want to go even further than the art. We want to go into the physical. You know what I mean? So as long as it's giving us a new way to think and a new wave. And you got to think about it. How many people can go into, like when you look at old shows like Pickers and stuff like that, we actually now can go into our old closets and make it into the NFTs, and now they're not just old shit; it's relics and it's art.
Sure,
it gives us so many places.
The NFT, I would add, the NFT is essentially a passport, a fan's passport into the Goodie Mob NFT community, into a passport to gain access to exclusive experiences. That might be music, that might be merchandise, other things that the guys are thinking about. So yeah, lots of exciting things that we'll be doing together.
I love it. Ben, I want to ask you, and this is me just asking the question, I don't mean to be negative. As we move towards this, a lot of other artists, I was reading the other day about Taylor Swift digitally signed, I think 4 of her Evermore albums. The things that we used to see in physical, we're now seeing in digital. Are we in danger right now of losing physical in the music space altogether, or do you think NFTs are just going to enhance the physical experience?
Yeah, I think it'll enhance it. I mean, look, we lost physical a long time ago. I don't know too many people that buy CDs, except for Buddy. But
I got a whole wall shelf, whole wall back here.
There is a whole resurgence, especially amongst young people, of sort of this this sort of vintage. A lot of people getting into vinyl again. This retro, back to the '90s and maybe even before that. Kind of movement. And so I think physical actually will become increasingly rare. And so therefore it takes on increasing value, and it takes on a type of status of its own. But but the world today, especially amongst digital natives, is very much a world that is focused on digital access, not necessarily having to own a lot of physical things. They like to be on the go, and they like to be, mobile, and NFTs actually just provide value to, digital files that in the past didn't really have value.
Well, as you're speaking of the digital side of like the content, you said that these come with certificate of authenticities, but any digital file that we typically download typically has a license that can be revoked. Can these be revoked at any point?
No, so these are NFTs that live on the blockchain, and the blockchain is immutable, meaning like it cannot be counterfeited, it cannot be removed from the blockchain. So that's why blockchain technology is really, really fascinating, emerging technology. It's been emerging, quite frankly. It's been around for 13 years or so, but NFTs have really started to seep into mainstream consciousness. It's super exciting because this is still a time where mass, adoption is fairly low. So Goodie Mob is amongst the real innovators and the pioneers in the space, which is where they've always played ever since day one. They've been pioneering in music. They've been pioneering in other ways around innovation. So this is a logical next step for Goodie Mob.
Yeah. Now, could we possibly, Goodie Mob, see a, I know you guys said you have music people haven't heard. Could we see a possible NFT only album or video collection perhaps?
You
We've
might.
Talking about that last night, huh, Ben?
We've been speaking on it, buddy. Like we've been speaking on, we're just trying to figure out the difference of putting an album out and putting a single out, and the difference of putting it out, commercially and or keeping it as an NFT. So yeah, like we're just looking at all the different options, but we got enough music to do both, so it doesn't matter.
That'd be great.
I love it. What about touring? Are you guys back on the road? Any plans to get back on the road and tour and see your fans?
Yeah, of course. We got a show coming up on the 15th. Matter of fact, we're doing a tour with Erykah Badu.
Oh, cool.
Talib Kweli will be making some guest appearances, and Scarface Ghetto Boys will be making a guest appearance. So we start on the 15th of this month in Indianapolis. And then like the last week in October, we'll be like in Alabama and Tampa. Then we'll be back in Atlanta on the 30th with Erykah Badu.
Halloween now, Phillips Arena.
Love it.
There you go.
Phillips.
Great show. And 90s is, definitely a retro thing that's been coming back across the board. Glad to see you guys are out there being pioneers with this NFT, and we look forward to more in your collection. Is there anything else you guys wanted to add, Ben, as well, before we get off here?
I wanted to say this. Somebody asked me in an interview before this, they said, "Gip, could you describe y'all NFT?" I said, "Do you remember the Game Boy Clue?"
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Yeah, I remember that." I said, "That's how our NFT is. It's going to be a clue. It's going to be different at every level. You just got to keep following the clues, and the prizes get bigger as you follow."
It's a good description. I like that.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Well, gentlemen, Goodie Mob, thank you. And Ben, thank you so much for being with us. This was really insightful, really informative. Hope to see you out on the road. It was a pleasure getting to know you. And we didn't air this, but we got to know some of your pups too. So while we were waiting for everybody. So thank you very much. You take care. Thank you for watching that. That was a fun one. If you didn't watch this and you listened to it on the podcast, go over to YouTube, see what Timo was cooking, see what Cujo was wearing. He had a cool t-shirt on. It was really, really fun. It was a really fun episode to do. Really fun for our 100th episode. Go out, buy the Soul Food Kitchen 30th anniversary NFT collection, see what you get in your anonymous pack, and have fun with it and try to see them on the road. I'm a little annoyed that they're not coming up to DC. DC is a big market for hip hop. We have a large urban population that loves that kind of music. And these guys were so cool. I would really love to have them come up here and get to see them. So hopefully they will come this way. And if not, write into them and tell them you want to see them coming, because apparently the tour's only about 2 weeks. So let's keep them back out on the road, because when you have camaraderie like that, it's very rare, and that should get back out on the stage. So
yeah, definitely. And just to kind of recap on these, there's going to be 2,500 packs to start their soul food collection here. And they're blind. So like you said, you're going to pay $100 and then you're going to get whatever you get whenever it's unveiled to you, and you own it forever. So NFTs are the new thing. I know they're new to us. They're not new to a lot of you, but go out there. It's live now. So you want to go out and pick that up if you're a big Goodie Mob fan. And welcome to 100 episodes. I can't stop saying that because I can't believe it. It came fast thanks to the pandemic. I mean, we were burning through these things 2 or 3 a week last year, and now we're at 100, and we're just going to continue growing thanks to all of you as well. Thanks to all of our guests. We have some other great guests coming up as well. And we're really, really excited about what this podcast holds, as well as what the future of the website holds. And I do want to mention one thing on the website. We've grown so much. Matt is fully aware of my annoyance with the site being up and down, and I've had to move servers. I've just put so much time, effort, and money into this thing. If you're visiting older articles and not seeing them, that's because I've had to archive them. So you may come across some of our stuff and get like a 404 error message. sorry, hit me up. I'll be glad to send you a PDF of it or something if you're really interested. So
Sure.
but there you go.
Well, for the Music Universe podcast, I'm Matt.
And Buddy, thanks for listening and watching on socials. Keep hitting that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.